Okay, so I decided that I largely like this color, how it came out. I put my little bling bling knobs on, which you can't really see, but I'll show you closer. So I put on the first part of the transfer. It is a pain in the behind every single time, not gonna lie. So I've got part of it on, and then I saved this part. The drawers are always the hardest part, and honestly, I've been pretty lucky that by the time that I distressed it a little bit, nobody seems to notice that there's a little crackling in between. Some people you see will cut out and have it. I personally don't like the gaps in the middle, so I'd rather see a little scrap of color. But that's just my personal preference. Everybody's different, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So you just do how you like to. So I've left this on here. I did cut it because I really wanted this purple flower to stay, to kind of pull the purple of the knobs and all of that out. So it's adhered on here right now. Once you put it down, there is no picking it up. It sticks, and these things are expensive, so you want to be super careful when you line them up, when you lay them down. Don't let them touch, don't let them touch each other. It sucks to spend $25 or $30 on a transfer and then have to throw it away because it's stuck to itself, or personally I think worse, have to sand it off, repaint, and then try again. That sucks. So what I'm doing, they give you this handy dandy little tool, which I use for other stuff too. It's awesome, but it will break. I'm not gonna break it, but it will break. So what you do, I'm doing in the little drawer things, you just literally fold it into place and rub along. And you should see it coming off. You gotta rub like a mug. Your back is gonna hurt. You know you have to pee if you're old as I am. But particularly because I want this purple flower to stay, I wanna rub the heck out of it. But carefully, because you don't wanna gouge your piece of furniture and your paint. So then you just rub, 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 rub. Sometimes it will pop off, and sometimes it doesn't. Doesn't matter if it's beautiful, if there's pieces, if it's lifting just a little around the edges, because we're gonna burnish that. We're gonna blend it. We're gonna take away all the white stuff that comes when it's transferring. So then, before I take the top up, just rub all over it, really hard. Just rub, 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 rub. You cannot rub too much, because once you pick it up, if you haven't rubbed it down, it's gonna come off, and boy, are you gonna be sad about that. So I just kind of make sure that I've gone over the majority of the surfaces. When you're out of shape, it really is not fun. And then what I do is I very carefully and slowly start to peel. See, that's lifting up. I want it to be on my piece, so I quickly lay it back down and rub, rub, rub some more. You can sometimes salvage it if you don't rip it off. So I go nice and slow, nice and slow. Little stuff is still coming up. You're gonna ask yourself, how is it that I'm rubbing the heck out of this and it's still coming up? That's adhesive. So, I think I've rubbed a little bit more, so I'm just gonna slowly, oh, see, peeling up. Never enough. It is never enough. And you gotta be careful to put your finger there because it will just pop right off. Slow, carefully. Like I said, I don't mind distressing a little bit, but I want the bulk of my transfer to stay on the piece. So you slowly pull off. The stuff under the drawer is not gonna stay much. There's not really much I could do about that, so I'll distress that. And for those of you that notice I have extra holes, I didn't think about that, so I'm gonna have to get some wood filler. And as I'm going, I see that I could potentially save some of this. So I'm just gonna rub down here a little more carefully. Like I said, you can't rub too much. notice it sticking, go back. Easy, easy, easy. And when it's folded, like in the middle, if it was all one piece, it's just tricky. So you just have to slowly peel it, because trust me, I can't say it enough, you will be very sad when it comes up. And then, you know, sometimes you can save it with a shabby look, and other times you can tell that you just messed up. So easy does it. And I particularly want my purple flower to stay. It is lifting right here, so I'm going to rub the heck out of it again. Rub, 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 rub. All right. So most of it is staying. So I'm all right with the majority of it. And yes, I do get supremely tired. Slow and steady, rub, 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 slow and steady. Rub, rub, rub. Oh, I want my butterfly to stay too. Remember, once you pull it off, there is no putting it back down. So slow and steady. You can't really see it, but if you ever do the transfers, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Slow and steady. You want to make sure that everything stays on your piece. And it constantly peels up, so if I snatched it, this thing would be a hot, ugly mess. Believe me when I say that. I watched enough YouTube videos to know that when I first started, and it saved me watching other people's mistakes, because these transfers do cost a lot of money. Even if you wholesale them, even if you retail them, which I do on my website, they still cost money, and it hurts your heart when you've done all this work and it doesn't come out. So some of this is still on here, so I'm just going to rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it. Carefully pull off. Woo, so pretty. Now that is a hot mess, I'm not gonna lie. That is a little bit of a hot mess. You can't really tell. Let me bring you a little bit closer. Oop, that was my tape. So you can kind of see that the white edges that if you read the post, we all whine about. So we'll burnish those out. You can see the little, that is not perfect. It's not perfect. Not any part of it is perfect, but that's okay, because we're gonna fix that when it's time. So here's what we're gonna do. Sorry. I'm going to let this kind of attach for a little bit. Again, you heard me say earlier, curing, it needs a little bit of time to set. If you go wiping off paint too quick, if you wipe off your transfers too quick, it's gonna come off and then you're gonna be really upset. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this set. The paint is still setting, so I may do a little bit more to it tomorrow, but I'm not quite ready to sand it yet. So we're gonna leave this alone, but I wanted you to see that I put the knobs on. I will fill it with wood. I'll show you all that tomorrow too, because I gotta go get the wood filler. And then I wanted you to see that the transfers are not pretty when they're first put on. They're kind of pretty because, let's face it, they're flowers. The flowers are beautiful, but it's not gonna look this way when we're done. When we're done, you're gonna actually be like, wow, that's so pretty. Because everybody does. I do too, each and every time. So anyway, until tomorrow, I will see you later and have a great day.